Admit it, we've all cried watching anime. You can tell yourself you won't. These aren't real people after all. They're nothing but pixels, drawings on a screen. Well, it still ends up happening anyway. What's up, anime fans and manga readers? Like I've said multiple times here on the channel, animation is a medium of exaggeration, in action, in comedy, and they don't pull any punches when it comes to tragedy either. Plenty of the best anime shows will kill off their characters, and some have become rather notorious for it. Anime characters get killed in interesting and dramatic ways all the time for a variety of narrative purposes, such as creating emotional impact or raising the stakes and tension. Even when the audience notices their favorite character getting a suspicious amount of screen time and you can see their death coming from a mile away, it may still hit hard and tug on the heartstrings of the toughest guys out there.
It's enough to make a grown man cry.
Sometimes, though, the opposite reaction is sparked. Hell hath no fury like a stan who just had their favorite character disrespectfully dispatched. The focus of today's video, however, is on the sad ones, the tearjerkers, the heartbreakers. In no particular order, here's a rather subjective list of the anime deaths that hit me the hardest. Oh, and there are major spoilers ahead for multiple shows, so there are timestamps in the description of the video for those who want to avoid them. Koro-sensei, Assassination Classroom. The premise of Assassination Classroom is that a constantly smiling yellow alien is threatening to destroy the world, and it's up to a certain junior high school class to stop him by, you guessed it, murdering him. Koro-sensei is both loved and feared as Class 3E's teacher, a creature whom the students must learn from and then assassinate at all costs for humanity's sake. A touching flashback of Class 3E's time together with Koro-sensei is played before Nagisa plunges a knife into his heart with the final words of goodbye. A melancholic song plays throughout the scene, backed by the voices of children. It's a touching scene, one that marked the death of their teacher and the end of their time together as classmates. Setsuko, Grave of the Fireflies. It almost feels like cheating to have this on the list. Grave of Fireflies is objectively one of the saddest pieces of media of all time. Studio Ghibli is no stranger to sad themes, but they really hit it hard with Setsuko's death in this movie. Set during the Second World War, Setsuko is a 4-year-old girl who learns how cruel the world can be. She adores her 14-year-old brother, who tries his best to take care of her, but it wasn't enough. After feeding Setsuko a small bite of watermelon, Sada sets out for more food. However, this would be Setsuko's last meal as she passes away in her sleep. The harsh reality that Grave of the Fireflies is loosely based on a true story makes this scene all the more tragic. Nina Tucker, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. One of the most impactful moments for new and returning viewers of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood is the shock behind the tragic fate of Nina Tucker. Shao Tucker was a licensed state alchemist in danger of losing his state certification. When he gained his certification, it was for transmuting his wife into a chimera that could talk, which impressed the government officials who saw it. 2 years later, Shao Tucker hit a wall within his research, so out of desperation, he fused his daughter and dog into a new chimera. First, Edward beat the hated Shao Tucker half to death in anger, then Scar showed up and killed not just Shao, but also Nina Chimera, the latter for mercy's sake. Menma, Anohana, the flower we saw that day. At the start of Anohana, Meiko Honma, or Menma as she's called, is already dead. Menma died as a child several years before the story begins. Menma returns from her death as a ghost only visible to Jinta and convinces him to help her reunite their friend group that was torn apart when she passed on. Throughout the series, she helps them work through the trauma of her death with her playful and free-spirited nature. In the finale, she deceives her friends with a game of hide-and-seek. When everyone leaves the secret base to go look for her, she writes her final goodbyes in the diary, leaving a personalized note for each of her friends. The note for Jinta says, "I love you." It's sad, it's sappy, and it's beautiful. Portgas D. Ace, One Piece. In the world of One Piece, Luffy had 2 sworn brothers who shared the same dream as him, to become legendary pirates. Ace, the eldest and the leader of the group, joined the Whitebeard pirate crew when he was still a teenager. Years passed and Ace had a fierce battle with the evil Captain Blackbeard on Banoro Island. Unfortunately, Ace was captured and a huge war broke out because of it. Ace was almost free, but Admiral Akainu fatally wounded him and he died in Luffy's arms. Even though it was heartbreaking, Ace knew that Luffy loved him like a brother, and that gave him comfort. Despite his death leaving a huge hole, Ace died with a happy and thankful heart. Kite, Hunter x Hunter. The shonen anime Hunter x Hunter is deceptively dark. For all its colorful visuals and wacky humor with Gon and Killua, the series is also brutally dark and shocking. In the Chimera Ant story arc, tragedy struck. Gon's beloved mentor, the long-haired Kite, was killed brutally by Neferpitou, one of the ants in the widely acclaimed Chimera Ant arc. Kite's death was more than sad, it was disrespectful. Although the anime didn't explicitly show this, he was torn limb from limb and decapitated. The aftermath, however, is more emotionally captivating. The audience may not have known Kite very well, but Gon did, and through him, the grief is palpable. Then, Gon's sorrow turned to burning rage, and that anger sustained him in the difficult fight against the Chimera Ants and fueled his transformation into adult Gon during the iconic beatdown of Neferpitou. Itachi Uchiha, Naruto. Many characters tragically died in the Naruto anime, but Itachi's death is definitely one of the most tragic. Itachi presented himself as a monster and let everyone think he was a monster. In reality, he was actually a caring brother who did all he could to protect Sasuke and the Hidden Leaf. Itachi prevented a rebellion and possibly a war by doing so. Flashbacks of Itachi's time with Sasuke play during the emotionally charged battle between the two. The music swells as they cross swords. In the end, Itachi stumbles up to Sasuke and pokes his forehead as he did when they were kids before collapsing, knowing he did everything he could for his younger brother. Kaori Miyazono, Your Lie in April. Kaori Miyazono was a young musician who played the violin. After hearing Kosei Arima play the piano, Kaori knew she wanted him to play for her and make some beautiful music. With some convincing, Kosei accepted being Kaori's accompanist and even fell in love with her. However, Kaori had a serious illness, and she was running out of time. Near the end of the show, Kosei performs on stage while Kaori is at the hospital. While he plays, he imagines she's playing with him for one last grand performance, where it's just the two of them surrounded by a vast, serene ocean. It's a visually and thematically beautiful moment that drives the scene home. By the end of the song, Kaori disappears, leaving Kosei in tears. Kaori leaves a letter behind for Kosei to read, finally confessing her feelings for him. Jiraiya, Naruto. Jiraiya leaves the village to hunt down the menace known as Pain, a monster he may have inadvertently created. He tracks them to the Hidden Rain, where he puts up an admirable fight. However, he is ultimately impaled and incapacitated, leading to his tragic death. His death has a profound impact on Naruto, marking the loss not only of a mentor, but also of a father figure. Jiraiya's self-sacrifice instills in Naruto a profound sense of responsibility and determination to protect both his friends and the village. This resolve becomes a driving force for Naruto as he matures and confronts increasingly formidable foes and challenges. Motivated by a desire to honor Jiraiya's legacy, Naruto not only strives to prove himself, but also reevaluates the ideals of the Hokage. He aspires to become a leader who comprehends the pain of others and seeks to break the cycle of hatred. Askeladd, Vinland Saga. Ah, yes, Askeladd, the lovable scoundrel whose presence and actions served as a driving force for Thorfinn in the first season of Vinland Saga. In the finale of the prologue, Askeladd kills King Sweyn while pretending to be insane, allowing Canute to rule the country instead. Keeping up appearances, Canute stabs Askeladd straight through the heart. Askeladd dies in Thorfinn's arms. He should be happy, he should be rejoicing. He spent years trying to kill this very same man, but Thorfinn is broken instead. In his final moments, he angrily asks Askeladd to get up and fight again, but Askeladd dies, leaving Thorfinn with the words that would shape his life going forward. How will you live your life? Anyway, that's all we have for today, folks. Do you agree with our pick? Maybe there are some really tragic character deaths that I left out. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you haven't already and ring the notification bell to get regular updates on new videos. I make awesome anime and manga content like this every week, so be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.